Did it start at 3?
No, I just saw 1. Is it going? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's going.
Okay. All right.
Well, hello.
We're back.
Oh, after, God, what? Almost like a 2-month hiatus?
No, like a month.
Ish?
Like a month.
And a half. It's been a minute, guys. It's been a minute. We disappeared on you guys. We went into hiding.
Hey, you know what? Everyone needs to go into hiding sometime.
And we reached our 1-year anniversary while we were in our hiding phase. So it's my air horn noise. I don't have the cool sound effects, otherwise I would do it. Oh, maybe I could bring it up. No, it's too much work.
Yeah, 1 year of our podcast, and we're doing okay.
We're doing it.
We're doing.
Oh, sorry we took so long. It was May is the busiest month for both of us. My May took a weird turn this year in particular. She's a teacher. May is just crazy for her.
But I'm free now.
Hey.
Yay. But even though through all the craziness of May, we did manage to read a book.
Both of us read a book.
And it was the book that we planned on reading for May. So I think we're doing pretty good.
We did it. We did the damn thing.
Not that we're asking for anybody's opinion, because like we don't care. But we read.
True. We read it. We
read
both read it pretty fast.
Fast as
I
fuck,
finished
boy.
it in a day.
Fast as fuck, boy.
Fast as fuck, boy.
If I wasn't working, I could have read the whole thing in one sitting.
Pretty much did. I half read it and then half listened to it because I decided to do my nails halfway through reading it because my brain just does that to me. But listening to it actually added a lot to it. It was really cool.
Really?
Yeah, especially like the parts when it went to like the recordings. Like it actually sounded like her recording on like a tape. It was so cool.
That is really
So
cool.
if you're not watching it, we're talking about A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I realized we didn't actually say the title. So it's been a minute, okay?
You just have to try to guess. This is book charades, and you have to try to guess by our description what book it is.
That'd be terrible.
That would be awful.
So A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. Look it's the pretty.
You do have the pretty
It's
one.
like fingerprints.
Oh, that's hella sick.
Isn't that cool? I got this at, I think, Walmart or something.
I don't know.
Walmart or Target, one of the two. But yeah, it was really good. I don't know what I was expecting when I went into reading it. Neither was I. And so we also, sidebar, we both started to try to watch the series.
Thumbs down.
I don't think I can watch anymore.
No.
So have you watched another episode?
It pissed me Shut up, Siri. It like seriously pissed me off trying to watch it. I was so excited because like I have not been interested in like any TV show or anything. Like nothing has held my interest lately. And so I was like, I'm so excited. I'm gonna watch this. We read the book so I can watch all of season 1 because season 1 is the first book. I watched 1 episode and I almost quit halfway through the first episode because they changed so much. And they made Pippa such a god-awful character in the show.
Oh my god, it's horrible. So, okay. Let us dive in a little bit here. So, this book is about a high schooler named Pippa, and there is a murder that goes on like 5 years before Pippa starts to do a project about this murder.
A capstone project before her senior year.
Which is like a senior project, essentially, if you ever did one in your senior year. That's how I took it as.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, but it looks really good. So, like, capstones are a little bit more, like, in-depth, and they look really good for when you're, like, applying for colleges and universities.
For college resumes and stuff like that, yeah.
And so she decided to do her capstone on the murder of
Sal Singh and Andy Bell.
Andy Bell. Because she knew Sal and she was convinced that he didn't kill her.
Yes. Yes, she knew him personally because he was best friends with her best friend's older sister, who was like her family. Like she grew up with them since she was like 5 or something like that.
It would be like if your brother was a suspect for murder, and I would be like, no, he would never do that.
Exactly.
I've known him like my whole life. He's too kind.
Yep. Like no. No, he wouldn't do that. That's exactly what it was. So she was convinced that he was innocent. She was one of, like, the only people in their town that felt that he was innocent, and so she wanted to do her project on that, and she wanted to find out who really killed Andy because she just knew Sal didn't do it. Like, in her heart, she knew he didn't do it.
Yeah.
So she
It
decides to reexamine this case just being the 17-year-old teenager. I'm surprised the teacher approved it.
honestly, me too. Well, the way she, like, spun it wasn't it about, like, the lack of, like, help for teen suicide or something like that? Or no, it was a sexual harassment, wasn't it? Or assault? Something like
Um, Working title of senior capstone: Research into the 2014 missing persons investigation of Andy Bell in Fairview, Connecticut. The statement was a report on how print, televised, and social media have become key players in police investigations, using Andy Bell as a case study and the implications of how the press presented Sal Singh and his alleged guilt. So basically, how the media portrayed Sal as the murderer, not
so,
really finding the evidence.
sidebar, we weren't crazy to think that it happened in the US, not in the UK like the show presented.
It says Connecticut. Yeah, we
Yeah,
were not crazy. We were not crazy.
I
So the
was like, I
show
don't remember them
makes
being
it in the
British.
UK. No, I'm reading the second book right now, and they still talk about Connecticut. So I'm like, okay, we definitely weren't crazy. Like, no, it never took place in the UK.
They
So
took
why is
creative
Sal
liberties, and I don't appreciate it.
Netflix? We got beef. I'm sorry, I'm calling you out.
It
Fight
wasn't
me.
good. But anyway, um, so Pip starts her project in summer, like before senior year even start. She's starting
Little
her
sidebar about Pip. She's a very studious girl. Loves
a
she loves school.
homeworkaholic, if you will.
Yes, she takes her grades very seriously. She wants to get into a really good school.
She wants to go
So,
to Yale, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So she needs good grades. Everything's got to look perfect.
pristine.
Yeah. Never gets in trouble. Always just straight A's. Good kid.
Yes. So, that's why Good
And
Girl's Guide to Murder.
And so she's starting her project in the summertime before like senior year officially starts. And she's talking to her friend Kara about it. That's her best friend, and Kara's older sister Naomi was friends with Sal.
Yes.
And she's like, "Well, how would you feel about me like talking to your sister?" And she's like, no, please don't. Like, she's not getting over this. She's still not doing well with everything, even though it was 5 years ago. Like, she's not handling any of it well. Don't talk to her, please." And she's like, "Okay,
Yeah, but
fine.
Pip, like, really needed it because obviously Naomi was the one that knew Sal pretty much the best besides Sal's family. So she asked Kara again, and Kara was like, "All right, well, let me talk to her about it first then. Like, don't approach her, let me do it."
Which I
Because
think is
maybe
fair.
yeah, because I feel like a sibling can handle it a little bit better if you're not me.
If you're not
I I would approach it way differently. I wouldn't be as nice. I'm a little ruthless.
Yeah,
Fine. It's fine.
but so it took a while for like Pippa to convince not only Kara but Noemi to like talk. So
Yeah.
then she's like, "Well, maybe I'll go and talk to Sal's younger brother, Ravi." And they described like their house as like the house that nobody went to. They treated it like a haunted house almost. Like, "Oh, let's ding dong ditch it." Like people would like vandalize their house, like still upset at what they perceived that Sal did.
Yeah. I definitely perceived it as, like, very haunted. Kind of like Gimme Lemony Snicket vibes, you know?
Yeah. And so they when they made Sal like the person of interest, like they immediately treated him as if he was guilty, and then he like mysteriously committed suicide in the woods and
Randomly one
sent a
day.
text to his parents saying that like basically a confession text. And they're like, "He would
It
not
said,
do
like,
this."
"I did it. I'm so sorry," or, like, something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines. And that just never sat right with Pip, and she's like, "Nope." So she decides to go and talk to Ravi and, like, see if she can get an interview with him because she's like, "Oh, like, he'd be perfect. He's his younger brother, like, I'm gonna interview him." And the first day she shows up at his house and she knocks on his door and, like, he, like, barely cracks the door open, and it's the way that they made it seem like the way that his whole family was treated, like, he doesn't even work, like, because he's out of high school now. And he doesn't even work in the town that he lives in. They go grocery shopping outside of town, in the town over. He works in the town over. Like, they don't go anywhere in the town they live because people are so cruel to,
Which is terrible.
which is awful. Like, even if, like, his brother did do it, that's not them. Like, they
Yeah.
like, there are people, like, who have, like, their husband's a serial killer and they had no idea. Like, that's a thing.
Yeah, so, like, don't take it out on the family, you know? Like, there's is there a cat or a dog?
Yes, go away.
Just you shoot. But yeah, so Sal not Sal, Ravi, he is 20 years old. Yeah, and he has to work in a different town just because, like, the town basically is just bullying this poor family because of Sal allegedly killing Andy Bell.
Yep. And
Alleged.
so she wants to get an interview and get Ravi's side. And just more of like a personal look into Sal, like who he was
Yeah.
as a person. Cause she knew him, but she didn't like know him.
Yeah, she wasn't, because she was 5 years younger than him-ish, at least. So she didn't know him that well. She was just like, um, Kara's sister or Naomi's sister's friend, you know? She was just always around.
Yeah. And
But she
so
never had anything bad to say about Sal. She always said Sal was, like, the nicest guy. He was always so kind to her whenever she was over. So
always very sweet. And so she goes to their house and he answers and basically like, "What do you want? Why are you at my house? What the hell do you want?" She's like, "Well, I want to talk to you about the Andy Bell case." And he was like, "Nope, absolutely the fuck not. Go
immediate
away.
no.
Go the fuck away." And she's like, "No, no, no, like I think your brother's innocent." And he was like, "What? You, you
Suspect.
do? Are you sure? Are you just trying to get me to talk to you?" And honestly, I feel like he like gave in very easily. Like
I
if
think he
that
did
was
too.
me, I would be like, "We're not bringing this up. We're not like I don't care if you want to prove his innocence. Like people are finally starting to get over it. We're not going to bring it all to light again."
Yeah, I would have questions as to why you're suddenly, like, interested in this. I don't know, I'd be like, Why now, 5 years later? Why are you interested in this now? Why do you wanna prove he's innocent now?"
Yeah.
And, like, I understand that she was, like, too young at the time to wanna prove his innocence, but, like, I'd just be like, Why resurface it now when, like, people are finally, like, settling?"
Yeah, it's
Like,
finally
just kinda
not
like you said, yeah.
as big of a deal. Like obviously people still care about it, but he is finally able to like have a semi-normal life.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, he didn't even get to finish high school because people were so awful.
And that's terrible. And, like, he wanted, as we learn when later on, he wanted to, like, go to college and do all this stuff. He didn't even get to do that because he got bullied relentlessly.
So bad. And so he's like, "All right, fine. Like, I'll tell you about him. Like, what do you want to know?" And she immediately starts asking about like the night of the murder and his alibi because it was said that like when Sal was like originally interrogated by the police, it they he said he got home at like
10
10:30
and 30, yeah, around there.
because he was that night he was hanging out with his friends, Naomi,
Yes.
Noemi, whatever,
Naomi,
Naomi, Max, and Jake, some other guy.
something like that. Did they
Who
do, yeah,
they did
their
together
main group of friends.
at Max's house,
Yes.
and like they said, like, "Oh yeah, he left early, but he went straight home." Oh wait, no, he said he stayed there until 12:50 because he got home at
Yes.
1 something.
Yes.
And his dad, like, was like, "Oh, yeah, I remember him getting home at, like, 1:15," which is, like, the appropriate amount of time it took to walk from Max's house to his because they placed the murder at, like, 10:30-ish or 10:40-ish.
Yeah, it was happened between, like, 10:40 to 12 something,
Yeah, and
something like
so,
that.
like, that would place him, like, give him an alibi, and, like, he was home by then. But then, like, a couple days later, they interrogated his his friends again, and they said, like, "Oh, no, it was a fake alibi. He actually left at 10:30," which would corroborate when they saw Andy leaving her house, they caught her on a camera at a bank driving her car at 10:34. And they're like,
Yep.
"Well, they could have been meeting up, and if they met at 10:30, that gives him enough time to murder her and hide the body and drop her car and walk home."
Which is very bold to assume that someone can do it that fast.
Well,
I'm just
especially, like I'm sorry, they were, like, 17, 18 at the time,
yeah.
to have that good of a plan and have it well, and the fact that there was no, like, text messages or anything between them saying, like, "Hey, let's meet up. Meet me here. Let's do this." Like, there was nothing
Yeah,
indicating that they were gonna meet up that
exactly. So it's like how hmm, it was just very
a convenient connection.
yeah, it was like, it's giving me a funny feeling.
It was a stretch.
Yeah, exactly.
But then, like, that brought up the question, like, why did they give him a fake alibi? Why did he leave early? Why did they cover for him and then decide, "Oh, actually, never mind. I'm not gonna cover for him." So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Pip talking to Ravi just made her have more questions than she originally had.
Every person she talked to made her have more questions than she
She
originally
was like, wait, what?"
this poor girl. Which I mean, she was very, very smart for a 17-year-old, quite honestly.
Well, yeah, when she friggin' can solve a murder better than
Better than the cops.
cops and reporters and XYZ when the cops didn't even catch on to what from what the book made it sound is that they didn't really actually do, like, a thorough investigation.
They
They
don't even
went for, like,
try.
the easy, like, "Oh, it was the boyfriend. Oh, he admitted it and he killed himself. Case closed." And so she was like, "Alright, well, there was this one reporter, I cannot remember his name, but he was, like, a piece of"
Stanley something.
oh, yes, Stanley something, and he talked so poorly about Sal. He was like,
Very poorly.
"Oh, yeah, a murderer and this and that," and a part of it she felt because in the book, they said that Sal's family was, like, East Indian,
Yes.
and so she's like, "Oh, so you're just being racist and just assuming that he did it because he's East Indian." And he's like, "No, he's guilty. He's a murderer. He's a killer." And she's like, "Yeah, but that was never, like, confirmed." And he's like, "Well, yeah, it was. He admitted it, didn't he?" La 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 la. And she's like, "Yeah, but that doesn't mean he did it. What happened to innocent until proven guilty?" And, like, made this grown ass man so angry.
She did. She really gaslit him.
Like, to the point where he hung up the phone.
Yeah. It was kind of nice. But
But
the
it was
only
crazy.
reason why they did actually find Sal guilty allegedly is because they found her skin under his nails
And blood.
and blood.
But then also, like, I'm sorry, that in the story, like, did not add up to me. What cop would be like, "Oh, yeah, there's blood and her DNA under his fingernails 3 days after the murder." I'm sorry. Anybody who would have killed anybody would be scrubbing the shit out of their body to get any DNA evidence off. Like,
That and where were the scratch marks on her?
well, they never found her body, did they? They
Oh,
never
that's
found
true,
her
yeah.
body.
I never found her body. But yeah, and that part with the blood, he would have scrubbed himself.
And I'm
And
sorry,
why
it
was there
wouldn't have been even if he didn't, like, scrub himself down, washing your hands, there would not be the prevalent of it as bad as it was that many days later.
no.
And also, if there was blood under his fingertip, those cops would have noticed it the day after she was murdered when they went to his house and interviewed.
Yeah,
Like, there's
exactly.
no way you would be able to miss that.
No. No,
Unless
no.
because they didn't say it in the book, but unless they tried to peg it like, "Oh, he had her body somewhere and he moved it, like, later."
I don't think they did.
But that would be,
But
like, the only argument that
yeah.
they could make, you know?
Yeah. But um Pip started like interviewing a lot of people.
Everybody.
Ravi, yeah. Ravi ended up starting to work with her. They started growing close and developed like a friendship out of this. Kind of weird when you think about it, but they
Good for
decided,
Robbie, he didn't have
yeah, good
anybody,
for
and
Ravi.
now he has somebody
Yeah,
who's on
it
his
was
side.
nice. He got a friend out of this terrible situation, someone who didn't look at him like scum.
"Oh, you're a murderer's brother."
Yeah. And he came over to her house, and her family didn't look at him like that either. They welcomed him into their home. They were like, "Oh, hey, Robbie, what's up?" Just a normal guy.
Yeah, normal
And
teenager.
yeah, Pip got a hold of Andy's best friends. She tried to talk to her little sister, which she didn't really get a lot of information from her the
Well,
first time around.
that's because that was, like, so blindsiding.
It
She was with her
was.
little brother, they went to, like, a coffee shop, and she saw her at the coffee shop, and she's like, "I need to go talk to her right now."
Her little brother cracked me up though afterwards. He's like, "I don't think she liked you."
I
like,
don't think she liked you very much.
you right. You right. And so she got a hold of the best friends. One best friend was a lot nicer than the other one.
Emma was super nice and, like,
Emma
answered your
was super nice. Yeah.
question and was like,
Chloe
"Yeah,
was very evasive,
yeah."
like
Well, and
still
Emma was
protecting
like,
Andy.
"Yeah, I think it's good that, like, reflecting back, like, Andy wasn't a very good friend, and she had a lot of secrets and la 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 la."
Basically, how it sounded was the media was perceiving Andy as somebody that she wasn't. Like Andy was
Like, a
getting
super
praised.
good girl and
Yes, as a
trying
super
to fit
good girl,
in.
this angel, this person that got taken away from society too soon. Like, yes, absolutely, that sucks. But she wasn't an angel. She was not a very good person. She was not a very nice girl. And apparently, she was also cheating on Sal with an older man.
And she found that out because so the first friend, the Emma, was, like, trying to give her information, then she was like, "Oh, actually, I probably shouldn't tell you this," but she was seeing this big older guy, but, like, she liked to hold that information over, like, our heads. She wasn't an actual friend, she wouldn't actually talk to us about it. She just would, like, information, like, not bomb because she wasn't giving a lot of information away, but she'd be like, "Oh, yeah, this, but, you don't get to know that.
Yeah, it was like
You
you
have to
got
earn it."
information. Yeah, like you had to earn information. It's a weird type of friendship. Like you had to earn your friendship to get information, which is odd, but whatever. To each their own, I guess.
And then she tried to
Uh,
talk to the other friend. I can't remember what the other friend's name was.
Chloe, I believe,
That sounds right.
or
And
Grace.
she was
Chloe
like
or Grace, one of the two.
something like that. And she was so standoffish. She was like, "I'm not talking to you. I'm not
Okay.
airing out her secrets. Andy could do no wrong. La 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 la." And we're like, "Oh, you brainwashed girl."
Then Pip freaking catfished her and like somehow,
Pretended to be
oh
Emma
yeah, pretended
because
to be
Emma was like,
Emma.
"Oh yeah, I don't talk to her anymore." So then she texted her and was like, "Hey, did you have this girl? This was so weird. Like this girl from I don't remember the school, Fairview, something like that."
Fairview High or something,
From
asking questions
Fairview
about
was, like,
Andy.
asking questions about Andy and, like, her secret boyfriend. "Did she ask you that?" And then, like, she totally believed her, and she's like, "Yeah, like, that was so weird. You didn't say anything, though, did you?" Like, oddly still loyal to Andy, like, super loyal to Andy.
Yeah, which is kind of weird,
Weird.
but
Weird, especially, like, it's been 5 years and y'all would be, like, 23 by that point.
you'd think you'd learn a little bit by then, but
Well, and, like, what does it matter at that point?
yeah, she's gone. I mean, there's no point. What can happen at this?
She's not gonna come back from the dead and get you.
She might haunt your dreams. That's about it. Um, but so there's allegedly an older man. So Pip wanted to find out who it was. So then she started to like interview some teachers around school who also knew Sal and Andy. And she started with Kara and Naomi's dad, who also happened to be a teacher at the school and also like a second dad
To her.
to Pip because grew up with her,
Yeah, and
obviously.
she's like, "Well, I'm gonna ask you some questions." And she's like, "Did you know Andy?" He's like, "No, I had her in one class like her sophomore year, but that was like a couple years before like the murder. Other than that, like I didn't interact with her at all. Like I knew Sal obviously really well. He was such a good kid. Da, 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 da." But even he was like, "I can't believe he would do that." And she's like, "But you knew him so well, like, why don't you think he was innocent?" And he's like, "Well, all the evidence is pointing towards him
To
being
him,
guilty, like, I just never thought he would do that." And so she's like, "Yeah." And at first she was, like, suspicious of him, and then she was like, "No, like, I know him, he wouldn't do that, like, I've known him my whole life."
Yeah.
And then uh she went and interviewed Max.
Yeah, Max, who was
Because
Sal's other best friend.
when she found out that they manipulated the alibi, she's like, "Well, I gotta find out why." And so I hated Max. Oh my god, I hate
Max is the fucking worst.
he's just
Oh my god. He is literally the epitome of, oh god, the rich boy in school that you hate who just gets what he wants no matter what.
trust fund kid.
This. That.
Yep. And so she, like, went to go talk to him, and at first she was like, "Yeah, whatever, like, Sal left, that was so weird, like, I don't know, we were just hanging out, having a good time, man, like, it was fine. Don't just chill out, girl, why are you asking questions about this? Like, it's no big deal." And then, like, that made, like, Pip mad, and she's like, "Why don't you care more? Like, he was supposedly your best friend."
Which didn't he believe that he did it too? He believed that Sal did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, "Yeah,
Which
he
was
left, so he must have done it, like, no other explanation."
and then she was like really interrogating him, and then she brought it up in front of his mom, which pissed him off. So Max was like, "Go upstairs in my room right now." Oh, like we can't talk about this in front of my mom. And so she did that, and then he started being really weird, and he was like glancing over at his like cork board thing he had in his room,
Yeah, because he
and
said like, "Oh, I didn't know Andy, I didn't hang out with Andy."
yeah,
Sal, like, and her would get in fights because she was, like, a bitch, but, like, that's all I really knew about her.
and he just kept like glancing over when she was talking to him, and she was like clocking it, and she was like, "What the fuck is he looking at?" Like in her mind, and so she just acted on it. Pip was crazy, mind you. Like she had a lot of balls.
Yeah, she did, she's like, "Oh, fight."
And she just like lunged over to where he was looking at. She's like, "Why do you keep looking over here?" And like dug through stuff. And she finds a nude picture of Andy Bell. And she's like, "Oh, I thought you said you didn't know her." And he was like,
Yeah.
it's not what it looks like." She's like, "What do you mean? This is a nude picture of her." She's
She's
like,
like, "I
"How is
just
this not what it
found
looks
it.
like?"
I found it in the back of the classroom."
Which is so far fetched. Like,
Yeah, like, "What?" And
like
she's like, "No, tell me what you know." He's like, "I didn't know her." She's like, "You're full of fucking shit. Like, you didn't know her." He's like, "No, the only thing I did was buy drugs from her." And she was like,
she's like, "Whoa." No, I saw that go. She's like, went from a nude picture to you buying drugs from her.
well, it wasn't
So
that
hard
after
left
she
turn.
tried to, like, stalk his social media and found a different social media account under the name Nancy. That was
Yes.
his. And she's like, "Well, what about this? You were at a party with her right here. There's a picture of you guys getting really close. Were you cheating on were you helping her cheat on Sal? Like,
Yeah.
he was your best friend?" And he's like, "No, I was buying drugs."
Yeah, because Naomi helped her, you know, she, like, was giving her information, she's like, "Well, here's Max's other account." Or
No,
no,
she
she
found
she had
her
Kara hacked
because
into Kara hacked
Naomi
into
was
Naomi's account,
tagged
yeah.
in.
Yeah, Naomi was tagged, and then, she had Kara log into Naomi's computer.
But this was after her because she got before, like, they got super deep into the investigation, they went on a camping trip before school started, and there was a note
Yeah.
in her sleeping bag saying, like, "Drop."
Oh, yeah, she got stalked by somebody, when they went on a camping trip. It was, Pip, Kara, their friend Lauren,
And a
and
couple
3
guys.
guy friends, Connor, Zach, and Ant. They went camping, and then they heard a noise, so the boys went chasing after it, and well, the boys and Pip went chasing after the noise, and Kara and Lauren stayed back at the campsite, and, when they got back, Pip found a note in her sleeping bag that said, "Drop it." Like, "Drop it, Pip, like, leave it alone." And she
Yeah,
thought it was the boys,
one of the boys messing with her.
messing with her, and they were like, "No, it wasn't that." She's like, "Okay, whatever." So she didn't think much of it. She didn't tell Ravi about it either, which was mistake 1.
Well,
But she
I mean,
knew
at the
Ravi
time,
would freak
I
out.
feel like I would also feel like it's like, "Eh, it's no big deal, it's a joke." But then
I
she got
probably
another
would
one in her
too.
locker, and at that point, she was, like, suspicious that it was Naomi.
Yeah.
And so
She was very suspicious of Naomi.
yeah, she was.
Because
She's
I
like,
mean, at the
"Why would she
time
lie? Why is she being so evasive? Why doesn't she wanna talk about it?" And so she was like, "Okay, I'm gonna put," because you can, like, for printers, you could see, like, what I if you attach, like, the printer to your computer, you could see what the history is and what's getting printed from where and, like, the exact thing that's being printed. So she did that. She's like, "Okay, well, then I'll
I didn't
know."
even know you could do that.
Yeah. Then I'll know, like, what's been printed and who's printing it from where.
Hmm.
And she's like, "I'm gonna track that."
Yeah.
And she was also getting, like, weird text messages too, like, "Leave it
Yeah,
alone."
that came a little bit later,
Yeah.
but she did start getting weird text messages. Uh, but yeah, so she's interrogating Max. He tells her that that he got drugs from Andy, and she's like, "Whoa, this took a hard left turn."
And then she was, like, immediately like, "Well, who do you get drugs from now? Where was she getting drugs from? How did she acquire said drug?"
Because people are just gonna tell you who their drug dealers.
Well, I mean, she was pretty convincing. She's like, "You tell me or I'm gonna let everybody know about this."
That's true. She was really good at blackmailing people.
Yeah, she was, and he's like, "No," and she's like, "No, you're gonna," and he's like, "No, I'm not." And then he ended up saying like, "Oh, I got him from this kid like Robin at school. He is the one
Oh
who
yeah.
sells drugs now." And
Oh, that guy.
so she told her friends like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to one of the," what were they called?
Calamity
Chaos
parties.
calamity.
And
The
calamity.
calamity parties with you. And they're like, "Yeah, woohoo, you're finally
They're
gonna go
so
to parties."
excited because they wanted Pip to go to a party for so long, but she's always the good girl that's like, "I don't wanna go to."
She's like, "You're finally not thinking about, like, your project." And so she's like, "Listen,
She's like, "Yeah."
I'm gonna find the drug. I'm gonna find the drug that's school."
She doesn't tell them that, obviously, which, I feel like she should have at least told Kara, especially for the situation she got herself into at the party, or at least she should have said she's going outside,
Yeah.
you know?
So
Always tell your friend you're going outside if you're at a party, ladies and gentlemen.
just tell them where you're going
Yes.
in
Or share
general.
your location with somebody, something.
This girl. She was
People are
so
creeps.
reckless.
Oh my god, I know.
She could have had so many other things that happened to
I
her.
had so much anxiety reading this book, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, for sure. Me too. I was like, "Girl, you were low key kind of crazy."
I was like,
Especially
"Pip."
like this part. I was like, "Fuck." And so she goes outside and there's this guy and he's like smoking a joint or something.
Yeah, he was smoking a joint
And
on
she
a
was
swing
like
set.
she goes up and says text him, she's like, "So I heard you can get me the Mary Jane." And he's like, "What?" She's like, "The ganja, the," like every single name other than weed.
Like, just say weed if you want weed. Like, don't go
Anything except for weed, marijuana, and pot is what she like was saying. The devil's lettuce.
with
The
devil's lettuce.
I was like, "Oh my gosh, that part is so cringy." I was like, "Stop."
I was doing the same thing. I was like, "Oh my god."
And then he's like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, I got you." And then he's like, "Yeah, I never thought you were somebody who would like party." And then she's like, "Yeah, like, can't you tell I'm just sorry, I'm just so drunk right now. That's why I'm acting so weird. Not because I have no idea what I'm doing."
Oh yeah, it got me when she said the Mary Jane. I was like, "Oh boy."
Honestly, it was the devil's lettuce for me. She's like, the devil's lettuce. I'm like, "What are you
The
from the fucking
ganja.
70s?" Like, Jesus.
The ganja made me laugh because I say that when I'm just joking. I'm like, "The ganja."
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like, "Oh, tell
Yeah.
me you don't smoke weed or dabble when you by doing that."
And so
Oh.
he's like, "Oh, yeah, like, I got you. What do you want?" And she's like, "Well, what do you have? Do you have anything else?" And then he immediately was like, "Oh, I can give you something else." And she's like, actually, no, never mind. I want to leave. I don't want to kiss you. Like, I don't want anything else from you, sir." And he's like, "Why? Where are you going? Why are you being a tease?" And I'm like, that part made me, like, it went from like, "Oh, this is so awkward," to, "Oh, I fucking hate you," in like 2.5 seconds.
Oh, same, same. The way I
Like,
would have seen red if that was actually me, I'd be like, "Oh,
you
whoa."
deserve an ass beating, dude.
He deserved a kick in the nuts is what he deserved.
Yeah. Like, who the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah, like a
Absolutely the hell
tease?
not.
Ugh. No, no, no.
And
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
remember what she did. She did something.
She got his phone to get the name of the drug dealer.
Oh, yeah, she's like, "Well, let me give you my number."
Yeah.
And then she got the number of the drug dealer, and then she was like, "Oh, shit." And then she's like, actually, never mind." And he's like, "What? Like, why are you being a tease?" And she's like, "No, I changed my mind. I'm gonna go."
It's like, "Actually, I forgot I don't smoke weed."
Yeah. So, actually, I've never smoked weed, and I'm not going to. Bye.
I
And he was like, "What the fuck?"
was like, "What just happened?"
And didn't he try to, like, I feel like she, like, hit him or something.
I
and
think she
pushed it.
did when he, like, chased after her because I think he grabbed her or something, and she, like, just swung at him.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Good for you, girl."
And then she ran in the house and locked him out the door.
Yeah. Well, because she got scared because she realized she was alone outside with him because everybody else went inside, and she was like, "I'm alone. I'm in danger."
Yeah, she's like, "No one will hear me scream. I gotta go."
Oh god. Yeah. Yeah, girl, go inside. This is why you don't go outside alone with somebody that you don't really know.
Yeah. And so she's like, "Alright." And then she went back inside and her friends were like straight ass gone. And she was like, I'm also at that point I was like, "Girl, get you some better friends."
For real. Like,
Like, especially like she's never been to a party. Why would you leave her? Like that is the one person you don't
yeah.
leave. Like if it was somebody who like
Mm.
is often like, oh, goes off and goes to a party and does their own thing, like, okay, fine, that'd be typical of them. But like someone who's never been to a party, has never been exposed to that, and be like, okay, girl, you're on your own.
Yeah, like a first timer, like you don't do that. You gotta hold their hand through the whole experience, okay?
Yeah. Keep
Do
holding
you
my
have your
hand.
exit buddy? Yeah.
Yeah. Keep holding my hand. Don't let go.
Seriously, like you can't do this alone. You need somebody. And I think didn't she just end up leaving? She was like, whatever, I'm just leaving.
Yeah, she went home. And then no, she didn't go home. She text the drug dealer.
Did she? Oh, she might have.
And then she went and, like, staked out at the by the gas station and the train station where they pick up drugs.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, because he told her that to go by the train station and pick it up when she was talking to the dude, the guy, Robin, is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she went to the train station and then she accidentally I think she accidentally called him and then he called her back and then she was like, "No."
Yeah. While she was, like, in her car, like, on the
Yeah.
floorboard, looking
Yeah, she's like,
over
"Oh
the
god." By
looking over
herself
the
again.
Yeah, when Robbie's like, "What you doing?" She's like, "Oh, nothing, just hanging out, studying."
The smartest thing Ravi did in this book was make her share her location with him.
No kidding. Like, holy shit. This girl had no sense of like, this isn't a good idea
Survival
to do this
skills?
alone. And
Ah.
so she ended up finding out who the drug dealer was. And this girl got out of her car and tailed this motherfucker on foot.
On fucking foot.
I was waiting. Like, when she was following him, I was like, there's no way that this dude is, like, this oblivious. Like, I feel like you would have your head on a fucking swivel. Like, just to make sure
Yeah.
for that exact reason that nobody was following you. And she was following him, and then she's like, it would say, like, she'd lost him around a corner. I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna be right there, and, like, pin her up against the wall and be like, why the fuck are you following me?
I thought so too. I was like, girl, why the fuck are you following him?
Which it didn't happen. So she followed him to a house, which is right next to where Andy's car was.
Which was the license plate that Sal had written down in his notes when Robbie gave her Sal's
phone.
phone when she examined it, and he was like, look at the text messages and look at the one he sent with the confession. It's written not the way Robbie would, or not the way Sal would talk.
What?
Yeah, like it's punctuated and Sal doesn't punctuate.
No. And so she sees the license plate of the car and she's like, oh my god. So then she calls Ravi and she's like, meet me right here, right now. I found it. And he's like,
And
what the
that's
fuck are
when
you doing by
Robbie,
yourself?
yeah, that's when Robbie was like, share your location with me now. And so she did. And then she never unshared it.
Good thing it saved her fucking life.
Oh my god. Multiple times.
And so he met her in front of like the drug dealer's house and she's like, okay, we're going in. And he's like, what?
He's like, the fuck?
What do you mean? I thought we were just looking. And like she just walks up and is like, boom, 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 boom on the door. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you can't just like barge into a drug dealer's house.
Being friends with her would give me an anxiety attack. I'd be on more medications.
Like, this girl is so fucking reckless. She's like, well, I'm a teenager. No one's gonna hurt me. I'm like, literally, a teenager was murdered.
5 years ago, bro.
Like, and you're proving that another teenager didn't murder her, and the murderer is still out there. But what are you fucking around with, dude?
At least 2 were murdered 5 years ago.
And so they go and like knock on the drug dealer's door, and he's like, can I fucking help you?
He's like, yeah.
And she's like, oh, is this you? And he's like, yeah. He's like, well, why do you have a murderer's vehicle in your driveway, buddy? And he's like, what? She's like, we're gonna ask you some questions. And he's like, the fuck you fucking are. And she's like, well, I have
She's
these
like,
photos of you selling drugs that I will
minor.
take to the police. And he's like,
She
all
was-
right, fucking come in.
And he's like, god damn it.
Honestly, they're lucky he was such a chill fucking drug dealer and he didn't have a gun.
Oh, honestly, though.
Like, when they went into his house and sat it on the couch across from him, I was like, "Y'all are dumb."
And not far from the door.
When he is in between them and the door. Like, you don't know what's
Yeah.
hidden in those couch cushions. Like, the fuck?
I
You
would
about
have
to be
been like,
out of
"Man, I'm
your
not coming in. You're standing out here, bro."
yeah, you about to be out your damn mind.
Like, you're talking outside.
Cash me outside, how about that? Because
For
we ain't
fucking
going
real.
inside.
Like, I'm not going in
Hell
there.
no. Hell
No.
yeah, and
The
then, like,
fuck no.
that's where I, like, kept forgetting how old she was because the way she acted, I was like, "You are way younger than fucking 17." Like, you're, like, acting like 14-year-old.
But that's where it's like, Robbie, why aren't you acting 20 and stopping her?
She wouldn't have been able to stop her.
That's true. He tried many times.
Let's be so for real.
Yeah, she was too headstrong, and he was just like, "Fuck me, man."
She's like, "Well, I'm gonna go with you so you don't die. Get
He was
murdered
already falling
by
for
a
her at this
drug
point,
dealer."
so yeah.
And so they're like, "How did you know Andy Bell?" And he's like, "Oh, I didn't." And she's like, "You're full of fucking shit. She
Yeah.
sold me drugs for you." And he's like, "All right, fine." She's like,
He's
"Did
like,
he?"
"Alright, you got me."
And then he was like, "Were you the older man?" And he's like, "Ew, no."
He's like, "The fuck?" He sounded so offended by that.
He was like, "Fuck no. I fucking having sex with a minor? That's disgusting." I'm like, "You know what? At
He
least you got some standards, dude. Like,
what
you're
killed me when
not
he was
that
like,
bad."
"I only sell drugs to minors, okay?"
And she was like, "Well, how did like there was nothing indicating that she was selling drugs like on her phone." He's like, "Yeah, because she had a burner phone, dude."
Yeah. He's like, "How dumb do you think she is?"
He's like, "How dumb do you think I am? I ain't gonna get caught selling drugs to minors." I'm like, "Fuck no." And she was like, "A burner phone. Where was it?" And he's like, "She stashed it in a like good hiding spot at her house. I don't fucking."
He gave the information so easy.
He's like, "Just get out of my fucking hair. Let me
He's
do
like,
my."
"If I give you the information, will you leave me the fuck alone?"
I was just trying to sleep.
Seriously.
But I don't remember how did she find out that because he told her the kind of drugs that Andy was selling, right?
Mhm.
And it was predominantly roofie.
Roofies, yeah.
And that's how she made the connection. Like Max was
Because he said that she sold it to some rich kid with blonde hair, that long blonde hair, and then she connected it to Max again, because she's like, "How does Max keep coming up in every fucking scenario?" She's like, "Why does everything come back to Max?" She was getting so sick of it. She's like, "Of course it's fucking Max." Yeah. And then she got all the information. She was getting ready to leave, and I think his name was Rusty, right? Something like that. It was something weird like that. Randy, one of the two.
he's like, "Hold up.
He's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're not leaving until you delete those pictures." And she's like, "Fucking fine." And deleted them and showed him. He's like, "Okay, bye."
Now
You're
get the fuck
gonna
out of my
leave.
house."
And then she gets out there and shows Robbie. She's like, "All right, I'm going to undelete these for more
Just in case we
blackmail."
need blackmail later. And he's like, "Damn,
He
told
was
me
just
never
like,
to mess
"Fuck."
with you."
I think that was the moment he fell in love with her.
He's like, "Damn, you smart, girl."
Because I thought that same thing. I was like, "Dude, she can just undelete those. You know that, right?"
No, because he's that.
Like, that's only good for, like, 30 days. Like, if she can undelete those. She has 30 days to undelete those, bro.
But the fact, like, she had, like, such, like, the forethought to be like, "Okay, I'm gonna do all these things. I'm gonna back up all my information, like,
Yeah.
make sure I have it." And so then at that point, she's like, "I need to go talk." She's, like, trying to put the pieces together of, like, "Well, who saw Andy last?" And she's like, "It's Becca. I need to go talk to her sister."
Mhm.
And she ended up Becca was back in town and getting a job at the
It was at the newspaper place.
newspaper that Stanley worked at.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Great. I have to see this stupid fuck again."
And she was writing an article about this, like, secluded farm that was about to be sold that she didn't want to be sold
And
because yeah, for some reason. I forget what the reason was.
something about, like, the historical
Like
significance of
yeah,
it,
historical significance or something.
and it could be a cute
So,
place, like, if you made it into, like, this, and it would attract tourists and bring business or something like that.
yeah, some
And so she went to talk to her, and she was like, "Fine, like, I'll talk to you, whatever." And she's like, "I
gave
really
her, like,
love."
2 minutes.
she's like, "Well, I just wanted your, like, help, like, with my writing, cause I think that's when she told her, like, about, um, she changed her capstone to be about, uh, drugs at calamity parties and people being roofied, and that's when she messaged, uh, the friends too.
Yeah.
The friends, and then she talked to Becca, and she's like, "Well, did you know anything about this, being roofied?"
Mhm.
And, like, the roof of the party, and Becca's like, "Oh, no," like, "but that's such a good thing to, like, bring up and talk about, like, that needs to be talked about, la 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 la." And she was, like, making some headway, and then she started asking, like, the serious questions of, like, "Well, you saw her last, like, what was Andy doing the night?" And she's like, "Nope, we're done, get out."
Yep.
Like, immediately shut
Which was suspect.
suspect. And so she was talking to Ravi, and she's like, "We gotta get that burner phone." Like,
It was shortly after that that she started receiving text messages.
yeah, of, like, "Drop it, leave it alone."
"Drop it, you dumb bitch," like, threatening ones.
Or it's gonna happen to you, basically.
Yeah.
And she's like, "We gotta find the burner phone. If we find the burner phone, that's gonna give, like, our the evidence to everything." And he's like, "Yeah, but where would it be?" And he's like, "Well, the guy said that it's, like, in her house, like, under her, like, armoire or whatever, her wardrobe."
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he's
in
like,
her
"Yeah, but
closet,
how
there's,
are
like,
we gonna
loose
get
board.
it?" And she's like and he's like, "I am not breaking into her house. The brother of the person who's suspected of murdering her, I am not breaking into that house."
And then she's like, "Oh, fuck, I didn't even think about that."
He's like, "Okay, well, then you could just be a lookout." And so, like, she starts, like, scoping out the house. She's like, "Well, people always have, like, a hide a key, like, under the rug or something." And so she, like, watches people going in and out. Like, she scopes out this house,
Oh, like a creep.
honestly, though, and she's like, "Oh, look, it's under this thing."
Oh god, she gets in, and
And he's like,
they hear
"You can't go by yourself. I'm going with you."
yeah, he's like, "God damn it," and he goes in with her, and then they heard a noise, and they're like, "Oh my god, somebody's here." It turns out it was just the cat, and they make their way upstairs. They find her room, and they're in the room, and somebody actually comes home, and they're like, "Fuck." So they hide in her
Well,
closet.
they see it, and the person's like, "Oh, blah, 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 I forgot this." And they're like, "It's Becca. Hi."
So they hide in the closet, but they left the door, uh, Andy's door slightly ajar, and Becca's like talking to the cat, like, "Did you come in this room again? You know you're not supposed to be in here." And she shuts the door and just walks away, and they're just like, "Holy shit!" like holding their breath. And they find like the loose board, open it, and there's no
Nothing.
burner phone. And they're like, "Fuck, we broke a law for nothing."
Well, they're like and then Pep starts, like, rummaging around. He's like, "What are you doing? Like, we need to get out of here." She's like, "We did not break into here for nothing. Like, her planner's here." And so she, like, takes pictures of every, like, page of her planner, and there's, like, secret, like,
Codes.
initials for things, and da da da, like, she doesn't write anybody's name. And so
Yeah,
she ended
because
up
her
figuring
drug dealer told her that she used initials for things.
yeah. And so she's, like, figuring out, like, "Oh, this means, like, a calamity party. This means she's meeting up with him to go get more drugs." And there
Yeah.
was, like, some other things that she's like, "What does that mean?" And there was, like,
Mhm.
2 initials. They're like, "What is that place?" And they ended up figuring out it's for the inn that had the same red tile as the picture that Max had of Andy, the nude picture that he
Yep.
and so they're like, "Oh, it's in this other town, like, maybe that's where she was meeting the older guy. Like, we have to go talk. We have to go to this." And so he was
So,
like, "Alright, I guess we're fucking
he
going,
was like, "I guess we're going."
because
Like,
'cause you're
"You're
not
not really
going by
giving me an
yourself
option."
because you don't know how to make good decisions."
He's like, "You need supervision."
And so they go it's like a couple towns over, and they go
Yes.
to this inn, and they start talking to this, like, sweet little old lady, like, "Oh, do you recognize this girl?" And she's like, "Oh, yeah, I just saw her here, like, last week." And they're like,
And their eyes are like, "What?"
"The fuck?" They're like, "No, that's not possible." She's like, "Yes, it is. I saw her." And they're, like, arguing with this old lady, and then her son comes in, and she's like, he's like, she's struggling with, like, dementia." And they're like, "We are so sorry. Like, do you recognize this girl?" And he's like, "No, like, she could have been someone who came here years ago, but we see so many faces in and out, like, no clue."
Yeah.
So
Which, I
then
mean,
they
it would
choose
check out that she was there years ago because
yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
they have evidence. And they're like, "Damn it, we hit another dead end." And that's when she just, like, gets more text messages, and she's like, "Knock it off, quit looking into this." And she doesn't tell Ravi about the text messages.
Or the notes that she's gotten in her locker.
And
And then one day she ran into somebody who got cyberbullied by Andy that Naomi told her about.
was her name?
Nat De Silva,
Nat. Yeah.
whose brother happened to be a police officer. And she had talked to Nat De Silva, didn't have a very pleasant conversation with her because Nat had threatened Andy before because Andy made Nat's life a living hell.
Yeah.
Like we said, Andy was not a very nice person.
Well, and they'd found out that someone had left a note in Andy's locker, like, the day she was murdered or the day before saying, like, "You're gonna
Yeah, I
get
think it
it,"
was,
or something like that.
yeah,
"You're gonna get what you
yeah,
deserve." A threatening fucking note.
something like that.
So then they were like,
The threatening note,
"Uh,
yeah.
did you kill her?" She's like, "No, I didn't fucking kill the bitch. I should've. I'm glad she's dead." And I was like, they're like,
Yeah. And she was on house arrest for assaulting somebody in college. So
yeah, and it turned
she
out
has
that
a
she
violent
assaulted the
background.
person because she was acting how Andy acted towards somebody else, and she's like, "No, you're not gonna fucking do that."
Yeah.
So then she had an ankle monitor.
So yeah, so Pip went to go talk to her. She ran into her at the school. Didn't go well. And then she found a threatening note in her locker. So she thought, obviously, Nat must have put it there. And then in her, like, messed up little head, because it was like, this is your last warning, Pip. Leave it alone. And she bumped into Kara's dad in her classroom. Everything fell out of her hands, including the note. And he kind of saw it, but she didn't know if he read it. And she just took it really fast. She was like, everything's fine. He's like, are you
He's
sure?
like,
Like,
"If
just kind of looking at
somebody's,
her
like,
like,
bullying you, let me know, like, we can help you."
yeah,
She's like,
like caring, being not only a caring teacher, but also like a caring friend, father.
"Yeah,
She's like, no, everything's fine. Everything's fine. And so he's like, okay.
if you need
And she just
information."
runs away.
And she ends up going back and forth between Nat and Naomi, like, of who she thinks is guilty because, like, Naomi's been acting weird ever since, like, she found out about the false, like, alibi that they all
Yeah.
did. And then between talking to Max and talking to Naomi, Max is like, "Oh, yeah, like, at some point, Naomi was gone for a while, but I just assumed she went to bed." So then that put Naomi back on, like, oh, maybe, like, she was gone for, like, a couple hours, like, she coulda gotten jealous because she wanted to be with Sal and killed Andy
Hmm.
because she, like, made it clear, like, her and Andy weren't friends, they didn't like each other, like, they weren't.
Yeah.
And so she was like, "Well, I'm gonna check." She went over one day and she's like, "Oh, like, they were hanging out, they were doing something, they were, like, watching movies or something upstairs, all of them."
They were getting ready to watch Halloween movies. I think it was.
And she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go run and grab snacks or something." And she goes into the dad's, like, study and checks the printer history. And it shows that that threatening note that she had gotten in her locker was printed from their printer, but it was printed from the dad's computer.
Yeah.
And her whole world shattered.
Yeah. She was like, the fuck?
And she's like, "I gotta go." She, like, comes back into the kitchen and she's like, "I gotta go." And it's right as he's getting home from tutoring. And he's like, "Are you okay?" Like, "Yeah, I'm not feeling good. I gotta go. I gotta."
Yeah. And he's like, okay. And she goes home. And then I think it probably happened before, but there was one day she was out on a walk with her dog and she let him run around because that's what she always did. And she called Barney and Barney didn't come back. Holly Jackson, I am mad at you for this one.
This was so fucked.
It was so fucked up. I got so mad about this. So she comes back to her house, frazzled, tells her parents, Barney didn't come back. Barney's gone. Like, I lost Barney. I'm so sorry. The parents were understanding, like, it's not your fault. Dogs do this sometimes. They spent like 3 days looking for him. This was in the midst of this was right after actually her last threatening
And it
letter
was
in her
after she
locker.
found out that she
Yeah.
had gotten the letter from the dad.
Yeah. It was like right after. And so she was freaking out. And then she had gotten home from one of the days after searching. Someone broke into her room
And
and looked through her
opened her
computer and
computer and
everything.
said, "This is the last warning.
Yeah.
Like, if you want your dog back, get rid of this shit."
Yeah. Typed it on her computer and she was like, oh my fucking God. And her parents didn't know about any of this. So she couldn't tell them. She still hadn't told Ravi anything. And so she was just like, oh my fucking God. And she got a text message telling her, if you want your dog back, you will get rid of
"You
everything.
will
You will
meet
destroy
me
your
here
computer.
and bring all your stuff," basically.
Yeah. And so she wanted her dog back and she was like, okay, fine. Fuck it. I'll do it. So she took her computer. She took everything,
And met in the
deleted it.
woods. No, she went to the woods outside of, like, a country club.
Yeah,
And she's like, "Okay, I'm here." And he's like and then the text came through and was like, "Okay, break your computer. Destroy your
and
computer."
she fucking broke that shit.
She was, like, jumping on it, and she's like, "Okay." And this is where I was like, "Girl, you fucked up. You should be like, 'No, bring me my fucking dog first.'"
Yeah. Bring your dog, show me you have my dog, and I will break my computer.
And so she did it, and she's like, "Where's my dog?" And then, like, didn't hear anything back. And then she went home, and by the time she got home, someone had came and said that they found Barney and that he had drowned in the river. I thought the dog was gonna be okay.
I thought so too. That was fucked.
And I was like, "This is not the kind of book that I thought it was."
Poor Barney. What did Barney
He
do?
did nothing, leave him alone.
He was
And then she started freaking out. She's like, "Okay, well, if this person's willing to kill my dog, like,
who else are they willing to kill?
yeah, they're gonna kill me or my brother or my mom or my dad or Robbie
Yeah,
or la 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 la." And so then she like,
because at this point, she knew it was from 2 different people also, like, threatening her because it was the threats were very different. So she was like, "It's not just
one
Kara's dad
person.
threatening me anymore."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, "This is
She's
too
like, "So I don't
dangerous."
know."
And she's like, "And I'm not gonna
Yeah.
let Robbie get into it." And then so she told Robbie, she's like, "I'm done. We're done. We're not doing this anymore." And he's like, "What do you mean? We're so close." She's like, "No, we're done."
She tried to hurt Ravi to get him to step away, which worked for, like, 5 minutes.
All of 5 minutes.
But like we said, Ravi was already gone for this girl.
Yeah. Well, and then, like, I don't remember what convinced her. She's like, "Well, fuck it. What else do I have to lose now?" Because she found out that so Kara's dad, of like years before that, they lived outside of town in a different town in a different house when her mom was still alive, and then the dad sold that house after the mom passed away, and they moved to where they live now. And somehow, oh, when her and Robbie were still working together, they're like, "We need to track, like, I don't think he's actually going to tutoring. I think he's going somewhere else." And so
Mhm.
she faked an injury and then convinced the dad to give her a ride home because she was like, "Oh, my mom is working late. Like, I don't have a ride home. I walked to school today and I can't walk. I hurt myself." And so she left her phone in
In
his
his car.
car to track where he was going. So they stayed.
Yeah, because Ravi had her
So
location.
Ravi and her were hanging out, and so she figured out where he was going, and she wrote it down, and then got her phone back and decided, like, "Oh, the next tutor night, I'm gonna follow him," but she didn't tell Rob.
Well, no, she told Ravi they were gonna do it together, but she went without
That's
him.
right.
Yeah, because she was like, "Alright, I'll meet you at your house at this time and we'll go," but then she ended up just going without him, and he didn't realize it until the time that she was supposed to be there. 20 minutes later, she hadn't showed up, and then
He checked.
he checked her location and saw she was going without him, and he was like, "The fuck, dude?" She went to go confront him by herself once she figured it out that, like, he did something.
She's like, "He did something, he's" oh, because she'd found out that, Andy, like, spread a rumor and was calling him an asshole, and she's like, "But why?"
Oh, yeah.
And, like, she couldn't figure out, like, what was going on. And I don't remember how she found out that they were having the affair,
I don't remember either.
but she figured out, like, oh, because she went through his drawers and she found an old phone
Oh, that's right.
in his
Oh,
desk.
no, she got a text message from Naomi, a call from Naomi when she called her about to say sorry about Barney, and it was the same number
As the
that had,
that was threatening her. And she's like,
yeah, that
"Where'd you
said,
get
"This is
this?"
your
And she's
last
like,
chance."
"Oh, this was, like, one of dad's old SIM cards for."
Oh, no, 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 it was the number that she Andy wrote down in her planner,
Yeah,
and she was like, yeah, and she was like, "Holy shit."
'cause Naomi broke her phone, and then she's like,
Yeah,
"What is that?" And like, "Oh, dad had an old SIM card in his desk, like, we just used it." And so that's when she connected, like, "Oh my god, he was having the affair with Andy." And so she followed him to, like, be like, "I know what you did. I know you were having sex with a minor, you fucking sicko." And then he was like, "No, please, like, don't tell anybody." And then, like, he just, like, trauma dumps
word
on
vomited,
her,
yeah.
and he's like, "I didn't mean to kill him, like, he was such a good kid. I loved him." And she's like,
She's like,
"What?
"Whoa,
What are you
whoa."
talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, I killed Sal, like, you got me, like, I killed him, like, I knew everyone would believe, like, he was already guilty, like, I convinced him to go in the woods with me to help find her, and I made him swallow a bunch of sleeping pills and pulled a plastic bag over his
And she was like,
the fuck."
"I just thought you were having an affair with Andy. I didn't know that you
And
killed
she was
Sal."
convinced that, uh, Andy was still alive and that he had her
Yeah.
trapped because the girls would always comment like, "Oh, dad just bought this and now it's gone." Like, he
Yeah.
was eating
Like, there's
all
always missing, like, Butterfingers or random bags of food that they were like, "We just had this, now it's gone." Like,
what
"What?
the heck?
Are we crazy?"
And so he's like, "Where is she? Where is Andy?" She's like, she's in the attic. She's really comfortable though. Like, she's safe." She's like, "What?" And at this point, this was the one thing I was like, thank God she called the police and like let them know prior to walking in the house to confront him. I
Yes.
was like, there's one
Yes.
forethought in your mind because like she's like, the cops are on their way. You better fucking confess now, motherfucker.
I was worried that he was gonna do something when she said that, though. I was like, "Oh my god.
And
What
then
if he does
I
something?"
honestly was worried that he was gonna trap her in the attic.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what are you talking about, cop?
Yeah. And then when he explained that, like, him and Andy got in a fight, he pushed her, she hit her head, there was blood in his office, so he put it under Sal's nails. I was like, "Holy shit." It's like, "And you liked this student? You helped him get into Yale?" Like, "What the fuck?"
Would you do to somebody you didn't like?
Seriously.
And he's like, "Yeah, but
Like, what would
she left. She left after, like, I pushed her. She went home. Like, I didn't
and,
kill
like,
her.
he thought he was
She was
responsible the whole
she
time.
was alive, like, when she left. So I felt guilty. That's why I blamed Sal." And it ended up he did have somebody in his attic, but it wasn't Andy. It looked like her, but it
Looked a lot like Andy. Because once the cops got there, Pip, being Pip, decided to bolt towards the attic and go check to see if it was indeed Andy. She popped her head in and she sees her and she's like, "Hi, I'm Pip." And then the girl looks at her and goes, "Hi, I'm Andy." And then Pip is like, "No, you're not."
And then so then after, like, the cops come and they get the girl, they obviously call Andy's family because she's claiming to be Andy. And so Pip leaves and she's driving away and she passes the family and it's the mom and dad in the car and the dad is, like, distraught. And then they see Becca in the
Or Ravi's with her at this
yeah,
point because Ravi ended up following
tracking
her
her.
because,
And she's like, "What?" She's
yeah.
like, "What the fuck?" And she's like, "It's fine. Nothing happened." But as they were driving back, she sees, the family in the car and, like, the mom and dad are, like, distraught, and then they see Becca in the back seat, and she looks pissed
She looks pissed
and, like, surprised.
but scared.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then she sees Pip and locks eyes with her. And Pip was just like,
that's weird.
"What?" And she just kinda had a weird feeling about it, and, like, she solved that aspect of it,
But
and she felt terrible because she put her best friend's father in prison.
well, and she made him cooperate because she's like, "We're not gonna have this come back on Naomi, like, she's gone through enough, so you better fucking do
Yeah,
this for your kid."
yeah, she protected Naomi because at that point, she had also solved and called Max and Naomi out that they lied about their alibi for Sal. Sal was innocent, and he was there the whole time because she saw a picture of Naomi's phone in the reflection of the window saying the time, and that he was there because Sal was the one that took the pictures. That's why he wasn't in the picture.
Yeah, and then didn't they, like there was something that happened before with, like, a car crash.
Oh yeah, they Naomi and Max and a couple of the friends, Sal wasn't with them. Couple other friends went somewhere out of the city and they hit somebody and they left him there to essentially die.
Yeah, like,
He
did a
didn't.
hit and run.
Yeah, and somebody was blackmailing them because they knew about it.
Yeah, and that's why they changed the alibi.
Yeah, because they got threatened and they were like, "You would tell people that Sal's wasn't there or something." I forget who threatened them
I
though.
don't either, I don't but
But yeah,
yeah, so that's
so
why
that's
they
why
lied
they
about the
changed the
alibi
alibi. But yeah, Pip didn't wanna hurt Naomi or Kara by hurting Naomi, so she protected Naomi.
to make sure nothing else bad could happen.
Yeah, she's like, "Alright, well, I gotta take your dad down, but I won't take your sister."
Yeah, right. And so she's like, "Yeah, but there's still the thing, like, where did Andy go? Because she left a lot from Kara and Naomi's house after the dad put and so it went right back to Becca, because Becca was the last person to see her alive. And I don't know how she put it together.
She put it together, I forget how, I think it was she got a hold of I think Becca's friend who said
Oh,
that,
yeah,
like,
because she
she
said she
acted.
was a reporter from one of the news
Yeah,
stations, and she was doing the thing on the roofies at the calamity party.
yeah,
And the friend said that, like,
yeah.
Becca had gotten, like, roofied and I think raped at one of the parties, and she, like, didn't talk to anybody about it, and she changed after that, and so then Pip put it together, and she went to go talk to Becca after the fact, and she's like, "Hey, like, I heard what happened, I am so sorry," and that's when Becca just, like,
Word vomited,
word
essentially.
vomited, like, I was so upset because I told Andy what happened, and she said nobody would ever wanna do that to me and called me a liar, and then I found out that she was the person who was selling those drugs, and she didn't even know.
Yeah, who supplied it to the person that drugged me because she was hoping that her sister would care and get mad at Max and, like, get even with him or something, and then her sister had the reaction, she didn't care, she was like, "So?"
Sucks for you.
Yeah. So she got mad and pushed her, not knowing that her head was already injured, and she, like, hit her head again and just started
Bleeding.
bleeding out some more, and Becca froze because she was like, "What the fuck is happening?"
I just killed my sister.
Yeah, and then when they saw on camera, I think from their house, Andy's car driving away saying that it was
It
Andy,
was
it
actually
was not
Becca,
Andy, it was Becca.
and she had hidden Andy's body at that old building that she didn't want torn down, and she's like, "That's why you don't want the building torn down because you hid her body there, and if they tore it down, they'd find."
Yep, and it's in, like, the water thingy.
And, they were talking, and she had offered her, this was the part I was like, "You are so dumb." So, Becca had offered Pip tea, and I was like, "You fucking idiot."
Like, she just told you she got roofied, bro.
And so then Pip started feeling weird, and she's like, "Oh, shit, like, I'm blacking out." And that day, she was supposed to meet Ravi and her family at, like, some
The winter
carnival, yeah,
festival thing, yeah.
and thank God she didn't have her fucking location turned off, or she would have been dead. 'Cause Becca,
Yeah,
like, drugged her, and then she, like, started strangling her, and then right as she was about to black out, Ravi and her dad came to the rescue with police.
yeah. Oh, and something actually important too with, when she confronted Kara's dad, she got mad at him, and she's like, "You killed my dog." And before he could finish his sentence, he's like, "What?
I would never
I
hurt Barney.
didn't." Yeah, and then that's when she figured out that Becca was the one sending her those really threatening texts, and Becca was like, I didn't mean for your dog to die. He really just slipped in the creek and drowned." And she's like, "You killed Barney."
"You killed Barney, you monster."
Yeah, and then luckily, Ravi and her dad saved her because Ravi had her location, thank God. And then the cops came, and then yeah. But also, lucky for Pip, Becca couldn't go through with actually strangling her too, moments before Ravi and them came and tackled her.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's, how that ended. She solved the case and proved Sal's innocence and proved that Andy was not a very nice person
yeah, that she was kind of a piece of crap,
and very shady and didn't really care about her sister, which is kinda fucked.
which is really fucked. Well, then, like, the whole
Yeah.
thing, I don't know. The book was good, but then it was like, I'm sorry, how did a 17-year-old solve this and a bunch of grown-ass adults who this is their career.
Yeah, like, how did you not pick up on all these things that a 17-year-old and a 20-year-old,
Yeah, exactly.
you know? Like, a 17-year-old put herself in a lot of danger when you guys actually have the tools to protect yourself, and she did not.
Kevin,
Her dog got killed in the process of this. Someone broke into her room. Her laptop got destroyed because of this.
so Becca did. Becca did everything.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was a good book. I liked it a
It
lot.
was really good.
Yeah. I forget what I rated it. I think I get no, you know what? I think I gave it a 4.5 or a 4 because of Barney.
Yeah, I didn't give it a 5. I think it was like a 4.5.
Yeah, I think I gave it a 4.5. I didn't give it a 5 specifically because of the dog.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Yeah, rude. Rude, Holly Jackson. It was a great book, but rude.
But rude.
You better not kill any animals in the second book. I'm only like 20% of the way through, but you better not kill anybody
What is the
or
second
the
one?
dog. Um, it's called Good Girl Bad Blood, and Connor, her friend, his brother's missing.
Mm.
And he comes to her, and he's like, "I need your help." And she's like, "I don't do this anymore. Like, I almost pretty much died last time." But then the cops aren't doing anything, and she's like, "Well, fuck." And she looks at Robbie, and he's like, All right.
Alright, I'll help.
But that's about as far as I've gotten. So,
Interesting.
but yeah, I do recommend it. I think it's a great book. It's an easy read.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I read it so fast.
so did I.
Like, once
I
you get
read it and
past
listened to
chapter
it very
3,
fast.
you're just
If you listen to it, it's really cool because, like I said, it sounds like recordings when she starts doing the recording
that is
thing.
really
It's really cool. Yeah, it sounds super cool. A lot better than freaking Netflix. They should have taken the page out of the audiobook for Netflix. Um, we were gonna try to do the Netflix thing on here, but I don't think we're gonna do that now.
yeah, I can't watch that. That made me so
Yeah,
mad.
because
Like,
it's
and they changed, like,
I just don't.
they changed so much in one
They made
40-minute
it an
episode.
entirely different thing. Like, they're not British. They are not British. I'm sorry. Like, it's not in the UK. It's in freaking Connecticut.
And just, like, they changed and added so much, and it didn't, like,
They
add to the
changed
story.
everything. Yeah, it's weird. I don't one episode in and I don't like it.
Yep,
They no,
bad. Bad,
no.
bad, bad.
I read the book, don't even watch the show.
Yep,
Or if you watch the show and read the book, you're gonna be real mad. But yeah, I highly recommend it. I really liked it. It
it
was
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 good.
good. I think it got me out of my reading slump a little bit, but I've been really crazy busy.
I don't know if it got me out of my reading slump just because, like, I just don't have the motivation to read, but it was really good.
That's fair. That's fair. We will be more on it this month now. We have lists, we have books we gotta read.
Mhm.
Our next one is still Legends and Lattes, right?
Get it.
Yeah. I'm excited for that one. Also, happy Pride Month, and it's Sam's birthday
Oh,
month.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, and I can't wait for next month's read. I'm so excited for
Oh,
that one.
yeah. Red, white, and royal blue.
Yes. I can't wait to reread it. And then we get to watch the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Or show, I mean. Show? Or is it a movie?
I think it's movie.
Okay. Well, either way, we're going to cover that too. We'll be able to do a little bit more this summer now that Sam's off.
I'm off, and things are just a little bit more calm in general.
A little bit more calm. My schedule's a little different, but it's fine. I make it work.
We're fine. We'll make it. We got it. It's fine. It's coming.
We got it. But we are back finally. I know we've been pretty MIA. We will be back and active on Instagram. We've both been neglecting that, but like we said, May was crazy.
A lot happened,
We both went through a lot.
but we appreciate everyone's patience.
Yes. We are back. We will drop videos. Oh my god, I'm blinding right there. Do you see that? Oh my god.
So I just keep mine on, then you can't see mine.
I didn't realize how bad it was. Wow. Jesus. All right. On that note,
Have a lovely day, and thanks for listening to another episode of Two Piece Podcast.
give us likes, follow us on all the things. We're on Instagram. God, I haven't done this in a while. YouTube,
Patreon.
Patreon, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. There's another one.
Apple Podcast.
Apple Podcast. That's what it is. And leave us reviews. That helps us greatly. And press that download button too. That also helps. But yes, we will see you in a couple weeks, I think. Yes. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.